Hey everybody, thank you for coming back to another video. My name is Shanita. If you've never been here before, I appreciate you stopping by. I am going to be sharing my pre-poo process with you all today. I mention this on almost every video, and almost every single one that I talk about it, someone says, please show us. So today is the day. I'm going to walk you through what I do prior to shampooing and styling my hair for the week. So this is usually, actually this is a lot better than what my hair normally looks like when it's wash day, because when it got old this time, instead of just sticking it up in the bun, I actually just put it in some twists and let it stay. So I took this down and wore it for a couple of days, but it is wash day. And so I am going to show you what I do when my hair is really dry. I always, before I do anything, is take a refresher spray, one that is nice and hydrating. This used to be my all-time fave. This is the one by As I Am, but I have a few now that I like better than that, but this is the only one that was handy, so it'll work. I gotta use it anyway. So I just mist my hair all over just to dampen it with some moisturizing ingredients. That's more than water. You can use just water, but I'm telling you, the benefits are better if you use like a spray that has, you know, some other oils in it and some ingredients that help moisturize the hair. I wouldn't even touch my hair without doing that if it was super duper dry. It really feels good today, so I'm having to work from that aspect, and knowing that if it were really dry, everything I just did, I would have taken longer to do. It is not very bad off today. I probably shouldn't even be washing it. But it's raining today, and I'm like, well, you know, good a time as any since I'm not going to be going out. So I am sectioning off my hair because this is what I do every wash day. I take the time and put it into these sections because it just makes it so much easier to deal with. If your hair, if you don't have a lot of hair, like a lot of density, then you don't have to do this. For me, it just helps to be able to get between these sections to make sure all of my hair is covered with whatever I am planning to do. I used to do 4 sections, and then it was 5, and now I'm doing 6. It takes longer to get through, but it's so worth it. I still think it's worth it. All right, so all 6 sections are pent up and out of the way, and I will show you actually just on this one, since it's right here in the front. It is one of the bigger sections that I work with. So again, I want to make sure that it is nice and lubricated, that I'm not going to feel any dryness at all. And I am actually going to be using sweet almond oil. This is my absolute favorite thing to pre-poo with. I've used coconut oil, I've used oil blends, I've used pre-poos I've gotten from other retailers and other businesses that make them. And there are a few of those that I really like. But because I always talk about the one with sweet almond oil, this is the one I'm going to do today, because a couple of you have said you just don't see the difference in when you pre-poo your hair. And so I want to try to walk through why this works so well for me. So within this section, I am still going to section this off. And again, if you don't have as much hair to deal with, you may not have to do this. The sweet almond oil for me gives it just way more slip. This is 100%, is it even organic? It's not. Just cold pressed almond oil, and I got it off Amazon. The link is in the description box for it. This one actually is almost gone, but I literally just take oil and rub it together and rub it down my hair strands. I'm gonna take this ring off because I don't want this to cause any breakage. Be wary of that when you are planning your hair. Your nails and your jewelry can get caught in it. So what I'm doing is making sure all of these strands of hair, and I am not doing this, you know, firmly. I'm just kind of barely rubbing it on, and that's because now my hair is soft. Now, if it were not soft, if I had not misted it, then I would probably have to put a little bit more pressure to it. Just doing this alone, I am getting out shed hair. just this alone. So it doesn't have to be wet. It's really, really soft right now. I'm going to go on to the next section. And I'm going to do the same thing. I am very generous with the oil. And I start from the roots and just coat the entire section, root to ends, with the oil. And everywhere that I get it in between my fingers, I take it and find some kind of way to just slowly and not firmly, I'm just really kind of barely running my fingers through it, coating the hair. And usually just that alone, because sweet almond oil has so much slip, just rubbing it through will allow a lot of that shed hair to untangle and just ease out the ends of my hand. I've got a little bit in my hand. And because I did my hair 4 days ago, I don't have a whole lot of shed hair, but if this were a week, you know, hair wash after a week ago, I would have a lot more. So literally, this is all. I am a proponent of coating all of my hair strands. So when you get hair that gets tangled all up on your hand and like it just wants to hang on, take it, put it in your hands, and just roll it up into a ball. It just makes it so much easier to drop and put down. I am going to get a little bit more oil because I want to be sure I get all around the sections, very much like I do with the deep conditioner. I want all of this to be moisturized. And sometimes I'll break the section into different, just section it a different way and put oil in there. And of course, last but not least, I'm definitely going to add a little bit more to the ends. And you see my hands are nice and oily, and that's really what you want. Oil really does go a long way, so I don't feel bad about using this generously, and it seems like the more I use, the better it is. Now my hair is not like dripping wet, it's not dry by any means, it's just barely damp, and when you do that, it really does allow the oil to smooth on better. I would never just put the oil on dry hair. I know a lot of directions say to do that, and a lot of people say that they do that. I always dampen my hair. That water base is gonna help the oil to glide on and just spread so easily. So that's it. I'm doing a little extra right now, guys. I wouldn't even do this much if I were just not on camera. But just want to make sure the whole thing is covered. And then I pin my hair up exactly like I do when I deep condition. I twist it out of the way, and you can do whatever works here for you. If you don't need to twist, fine. If you don't even want to pin it up, fine. Just do it in a way that, I just do this for the purpose of getting it out of my way. That's the only purpose. I take a pin and just pin it up. So if you can see it, like, it doesn't look greasy. It doesn't look like a whole lot of oil is there. I know I poured several times, but I was just poured a little bit each time. So it's not greasy at all. But that is what I'm going to do, and I'll come back when I'm done doing the last section so I can show you what I end up doing at the end, right before I just kind of let it sit a bit, okay? So I am now adding the oil to the last section of hair, and typically I pre-poo overnight with oil, with this oil in particular. The longer it sits, the better. I know that a lot of people pre-poo with coconut oil. Coconut oil does not contain protein, but it has the property that prevents your hair from losing protein. It does have some slip. It is a good oil. To me, there's just nothing like the sweet almond oil. I'm just going to go back to that. I would not let coconut oil sit in my hair overnight because I just think, I don't like the way it feels in the morning. It's just a little too it's just not as soft. It's just not as supple. With sweet almond oil, the longer I let it sit in there, the better. I can put this on at night, sleep in it, go to bed, wake up in the morning, shampoo my hair. It feels great. So I just finished this, and because it is not night, it is in the morning, I'm going to do this over the course of the day. So once I finish putting the oil in and letting it all sit, I will put on a plastic cap. Oh, this is not the one for my big head. I gotta get the one that I got for big heads. Here it is. I'll put on a shower cap, a conditioning cap, and then I will use my hot head. So here's my hot head, and this is where I've started using my hot head. It is a conditioning cap, and so ultimately that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna heat this, put it on my head, and probably let it sit for 30 minutes. I will probably even heat mine after the first 20 minutes or so. So maybe 40 minutes. I'll wear it for 20 minutes. I'll reheat it. I'll put it on for another 20 minutes. That just allows this oil to just kind of cling to the hair a bit. And it actually ends up not penetrating the hair, but it just adds this nice coating onto like the top 1-2 layers of your hair. So once I get into the shower, what I do is I take the one section at a time, and I first just rinse it. I literally just take the water and just rub it down, stroke my hair the same way I did as I was putting on the oil. That in itself, that oil coating, and once the shower water is coming down, like it just seems to smooth out the hair. It allows all that matted, tangled hair to just glide out of there. And so typically I get out as much of that shed hair then as I can before I pre-poo. Before I shampoo, because once I shampoo, of course, you're causing a lot of friction on your scalp and your hair, and you don't want that to tangle. Y'all, I don't really understand the science of this, so I am not going to pretend I do and try to make it make sense to you. I'm sure there are videos out there that will talk you through the actual science of it from the people who understand the whole science behind it. All I know is coating the hair with the oil, letting it warm up on there and just kind of really get a chance to kind of cling to the hair a bit, and then shampooing the hair on top of that cleans the hair, but it keeps it soft. At this point, I still don't use sulfates because I'm not clarifying the hair. This is just a shampoo. And doing that just allows that nice soft coating to stay on the hair, but the hair is clean. So you see what I mean? It doesn't make sense when you think about it scientifically, but it works. And you can find somebody else on here, I'm sure, who can explain to you why that's so freaking helpful for the hair. But that is what I'm going to do. And so then I will take down one section at a time and shampoo it, condition it, and that's it. This is also the time when I use my scalp oil. This is a great time if you have a scalp butter or an oil that you like to put on your hair, because you're already heating the oil onto your hair. It's a wonderful time to treat your scalp with any whatever you want to put on it to address whatever scalp issues you have. If you don't have any issues, still, it just keeps that hair, the scalp supple, it keeps it soft, and it just feels so nourished and healthy, and it just allows it to stay nice and supple longer throughout the wash week, as opposed to having to continue to add oil or butter or whatever you normally put on it. So that is it. That is the goal. You just have to try it. If you haven't done it, you have to try it. If you don't believe in it, do it in one wash day. Do one half with the Prepoo and do one half with, just going straight into shampooing with no Prepoo in it. And tell me you don't feel a difference. Now, if you put the oil in and you immediately wash it back out, yes, I could see where you wouldn't find the benefit or see that it makes any difference. The key is leaving that oil in for a while so that it has time to really cling to the hair, or heating it. That's a faster way to do it, which is what I'm going to do today. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to kind of talk you through that, and I hope that made sense. You can put any questions that you have down below that I need to make clear, because it's so difficult to explain this topic to people. It's just all I can do is just try to tell you why it works for me, and then tell you to try it. Don't just write it off because it just sounds silly. You have to try it. Your hair just absolutely benefits, and that's just a fact. So I will be back and I will tell you how this all goes, and I'll wrap this up, and you just Give me any tips that you have in the comment section about pre-pooing. What has worked for you? If you're one of those people who says that it just absolutely did not work for you, please explain to us what you did. Did you do those steps? Did you heat it? Did you not heat it? How long did you leave it on? What did you do and what did you use that will help us understand why it isn't working for you? Because I really, really want you to try it and do it in an effective way that you can see the difference, because it really keeps that hair moisturized enough that it doesn't break off. And when it doesn't break, it continues to grow. So I'll see you in the next clip, you guys. I wanted to come back, you guys, and wrap up my thoughts about my pre-pooing. So what I will say about that pre-poo session was, it was not, I start not to even put the video up, but I want to be transparent in that it was not at all what I'm used to. I am used to doing a pre-poo overnight. I put that oil in and I put heat on my head for about 20 minutes using the thermal cap, and I don't know, I may have walked around another 10-20 minutes or so, and then went and rinsed it out and did my shampoo. It absolutely did not have the same result as when I sleep in it overnight. So for those of you who said you can't feel a difference in the pre-poo, you don't know what the big hoopla is, if that is what you're doing and you're just keeping it in your hair for, you know, an hour or two, that is the problem. That is it. I think the quick pre-poos like that are made more so for the pre-poos that are packaged and retailed in stores. You know, the one that like Main Crush Sales or African Pride or the Just For Me, what's it called? Just Peace brand. Those that already come, the retail ones, I'll say that come already mixed with the ingredients that is already packaged. Nature's Little Secret makes a great one. I'm trying to think of other people's that I've used that have been really, really good. Eco Slade, well, theirs is more of an oil, but it is another very, very good one. I know there are a lot of them out there. I'm just trying to run through ones that I have used within the last year or so. Oh, Annabelle's makes one, Cocoa Prepoo. That one as well. The ones that are strictly oil or are mostly oil based, the longer I let it sit in, the better. When I get up in the morning, it's just like it is soaked into my hair strands and they are so lubricated. When I run that water over my hair, it just slides off. All of that tangled hair, I can just like pull it off. It is just so easy. And I didn't find that with the oil that I use, this sweet almond oil that I just let sit for a bit. So that is the takeaway from that. If that is what you're doing, that is, I promise you, that is probably why you're not getting the results that everybody is talking about is so great. Pre-made ones, then you can use it for a couple of hours or just pre-poo with it, separate your hair, and probably go straight into shampooing. If you are using just an oil-based one, especially one that you're just using an oil from home, then I would say those would need to sit overnight to get the best results. You'll get some results, but for the best results that I absolutely love, then I would say do it overnight. And also it depends on the oil. I have awesome results with sweet almond oil. That's like my #1 fave. Coconut oil is a second for me. If you don't like coconut oil, olive oil is another good one that, you know, would be a close second. Avocado oil is another good one. All those are oils that really kind of penetrate their hair strands, the first top layers, and allow just that lubrication where the hair just slides across each other, so that once it hits that water, the hair just hangs straight, and then you can just pull that shed hair out. It's just so easy. So I hope this was helpful. If you have had success with your pre-poos, please, let's chat. I want you to drop in the comments box and let us all know what you do to pre-poo that has been effective for you. What has worked the best in your pre-poo sessions, whether that's a particular brand or just a particular oil. Let us know how you pre-poo, and if you don't pre-poo because you couldn't tell the difference, or you know, you just didn't feel like it was worth it, let us know what you did that you felt did not work, so that we can kind of work together and try to figure out what works. You know, what didn't work for me, somebody else may say, oh, well, I did this and that, you know, made it work better. Or somebody else say, oh, I did what you did, except I did this one other step that may help. Just, I want this to be just one of those conversations where we kind of help each other. And so if you're interested in that, just read down the comments. These are some brilliant people with some amazing, amazing ideas, and you will be absolutely amazed with the ideas that you get from them. So please, let's share your ideas and share your thoughts and your experiences. I really appreciate it. I'm going to wrap this video up. I will see you in the next one. Like this video. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed, then we are all about talking about how to make these hair journeys healthier, better, more efficient, and to just put our hair in the best shape it can. And so I would love for you to subscribe so that you can pick up little tips from videos and from the comments that can help you in your journey. I promise there's a lot here to share and to pick up. I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, bye.